Well, let's go, Mike. Go ahead. If you'll do the mandala, please.
Sure, good morning. Go Seahawks.
No. What a game.
What a game. Sashi Puki Jukching Metok Trom Rira Bling Shi Ninde Gampati Sange Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Drupar Shok Idam Guru Ratnamangdalakam Niryatayami.
I go for refuge in time enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge in time enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened set of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge in time enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened set of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized being. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, I will attain the state of an enlightened being for the benefit of all living kind. Okay. Sorry about the late slide material. I forgot to send it to Svetlana. Okay, rejoicing. We'll start with Daria.
Good morning, Holy Lama. I rejoice today. It was my first day after rest. I rest 1 week, and I have a lot of children. And in past, I always irritate. Oh my God, I'm tired. But now oh, it's good opportunity to help people and work with myself because I love irritate. I love said, oh, it's wrong. I'm pity. I don't know. And I am rejoice. I try to stop this.
How many kids?
Oh, 2, 3, about maybe 9. I don't remember.
These are patients?
Oh no, I love. I tried work with my patient, with my colleague, not children or parents, only colleague. I don't know, but I'm always irritated for my colleagues.
Well, I'm talking about, you said you had a lot of kids. They're your patients, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
patient, yes, a little patient.
How
Они ваши
old?
пациенты, да, Дарья?
6, 3, 4, I have. But some children have problem with his the speech they can't speak or speak. They can't speak.
Wow. Well, good for you.
Autism have.
Well, keep up the good work. It's a
Yeah.
powerful thing you're doing. I rejoice
Thanks.
in your helping those kids in any way you can. That's fantastic. Okay, Manuela.
Thank you. Today I rejoice in the fact that I served my Lama and tried to make the Lama's project more visible for other people, and that's yeah, I would like to dedicate this seeds to every precious project, and may everybody find the path to the teachings.
What's your Lama project?
I am serving Sylvia Engelhardt with her project Meditation Studies Initiative, and we are working on this meditation app. And I mean, this is my Lama service, although I am a partner, but I do it like a student, or yeah, like a.
Well, Sylvia was one of my first dollar a day program people. Let me describe. Back when we got to Diamond Mountain, we had a $1.25 million loan, which we purchase price, and we raised 600 some odd $1,000 to as a down. Then we had this complicated real estate acquisition process, which required raising another $625,000, and we had no money.
Wow.
So we weren't part of the decision to purchase the property, but shortly after that we moved down there. And my lovely wife and I came up with the idea of dollar a day. And what that was a program where you could sign up and donate, in theory, $1 a day, so $30 a month. Or you could do more, you could do less. So as I recall, Sylvia did more than she did quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so I was just a laborer when we got down there. And the lady who was keeping the books and her husband and their son left Diamond Mountain in a huff. And so she handed me a QuickBooks CD and said, "Here, you're the treasurer now." And I thought, well, okay, I like a challenge. So the dollar day hadn't started yet. And so I take the program, I load it, and I get it running. And I start putting all these donations that have come in for the prequel to Dollar Day. And I expect them to show up in the bank in August 1. And there's no money in the bank. And I processed about $6,000 worth of credit card money. So I thought I'd messed up, and I called QuickBooks, and the lady at the other end of the phone said, "No, you've got to take it off of hold and dump it all to QuickBooks." So it worked out. We were on dial-up at the time, which is extremely slow. And so we converted to Ethernet shortly thereafterwards.
So
And
it's long.
I remember the telephone guy saying, "You're never going back to dial-up." So anyway, so Dollar Day we ended up raising money. At one point I was processing approximately $7,000 to $8,000 a month toward the land. And we paid it off. We paid it off in 2010. 10, 3 weeks before we went into 3-year retreat. We paid the entire property off.
Amazing.
That was my wife and my goal with the program, was to do that. So when we got into retreat, we knew they couldn't take the land from us. That was a lot of hard
Wow.
work,
Amazing.
but it was fun. I did have one interesting thing happen. I got accused of fraud, and that's pretty nasty thing to be accused of. And apparently, a lady in Singapore, I don't remember her name. She was part of a pharmacy. I don't think she was the head of the pharmacy company. She might have been. Anyway, their company got hacked. And so the lawyers were going through and looking at all the internet connections, and they came across the one to Diamond Mountain, and she donated a substantial amount of money. And so they emailed me and said, "Prove to us you're not a fraud. Who said you could take this money?" And I immediately went to my file cabinet, and I had signed original copies of everybody that was donating to $1 a day that explicitly said I could use their credit card at this amount of money. And I faxed that to the lawyer and never heard another word from him. When we set up loans to several of Geshe Michael's more wealthy students, took over the loan, the balloon payment loan for Diamond Mountain. And I insisted on making a professional grade real estate contract with them, because for just the same reason that if I hadn't had that signed document, it'd just been a handshake, I could have gotten in a lot of trouble. So we had these real contracts, and because I wasn't worried about the students reneging on the contract, but if they got hurt or decided to leave the community, their parents or brothers and sisters could look at this handshake and go, "Well, we didn't know anything about this. We're not paying any. We want the money now." And so by having these contracts, I was covered. So it all worked out very well.
Wow.
But that was a lot of money we raised.
Wow. Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. And when you see Sylvia again, thank her again for her $1 a day contributions.
Yeah.
That should bring a smile to her face, I hope.
I will do this.
Okay. Lydia, what do you have to share?
Hello, dear Lama Sumati. Hello, everybody. I went to yoga this weekends, and there were music, and one of the song was a mantra of Tara, white Tara. So I just was rejoicing and happy about that. It's second time maybe for several months I hear it.
Was that Mercedes? Do you know who the artist was?
No, I don't know.
Well,
but it was beautiful.
Yeah, there's a Mercedes Baleda used to be at Diamond Mountain, and she has a lovely voice, and she recorded the Tara mantra. It might be her. It has beautiful music behind it too. So, good. That's always fun to have something like that happen. Okay, Mike.
Good morning. Here's the link for that. What am I rejoicing about? So, I guess for the past while, well, since I got sober, since I stopped drinking alcohol, I've kind of had to separate myself from my old groups of friends
Mm.
and like my old way of living because everyone drank alcohol and I stopped drinking alcohol. Um, so that was like 4 years ago. And I've kind of been struggling to reestablish myself with like, I don't know, just in like social ways. Like I've just kind of kept to myself and studied Dharma and not really done anything. Um, but I've been working with that recently. And I've been working with it on seeds, like on a seed level, instead of, just sitting around and complaining about it. I, was working with divisiveness seeds and trying to bring people together and rejoicing about that. And um it's starting to show some results. And last night I had a bunch of people over for the Super Bowl and I cooked a big meal and we all ate and hung out and watched the Super Bowl. And it felt like, um, I guess it felt like the first time since I like moved out of Baltimore that I had like some sort of like actual friend group and like had like people around me and felt like um felt like part of something instead of just like me sitting alone at my house. So
Sure.
I rejoice about that.
What'd you cook?
I made red lentils and and rice, and then I made sauteed zucchini
Oh,
and I made some roasted potatoes.
oh, yum. I came up with a new recipe for zucchini. I shredded it and then I lightly, I don't know if you call it blanch it, not put it in water, but I lightly fried it. And then I mixed in some pepper jack cheese. And boy, that was good eating. That's a new
Mm.
way for me to eat zucchini.
Like a zucchini cheese pancake.
Almost. I didn't
Mm.
make it into a pancake, but I could have. I've got to share with you my spinach patties recipe. Someday when you're down here, I'll make that for you. That's pretty good. It makes a mess though with the chopped spinach.
I bet.
So my wife does the chopped spinach is everywhere, but they are good. Okay, who's next? The frame shifted here, so I'll stay on the left, and that's Katya.
Hi, I want to rejoice that I got flu, so so I could rest over the weekend and catch up on assignments and class. I'm happy that instead of feeling sad because I couldn't do my exercise routine during the weekend, I was able to see it as a purification and an opportunity to do other things.
You were sick?
Yeah, like kind of sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but it's okay.
Yeah, gave you a chance to catch up. Good. Okay, Anna.
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. I want to rejoice about my friend and very hard practitioner, Olena Poltaratska. She started a new project about translation in Russian and Ukrainian, a new book, Light for a Friend. Very interesting book, really. And I hope we have pretty much translators in our teams, and I hope we will do full translation of this great book, and when we'll publish it in Russian and in Ukrainian. And I'm happy that they can see so beautiful processes around me. Thank you.
Good. That's well. And the karma for you helping with these classes is ripening as we speak. So you must be dealing with some pretty powerful karmic objects. So good for you. I rejoice and you're rejoicing. Okay. Shinar, do you have anything you want to rejoice about?
Lisa. Hello, Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. I would like to rejoice.
Nothing?
No, there is always something to rejoice about. I did my meditation and I was able to spend the weekend with my family and extended family as well.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. And I apologize for the late slides. That's inexcusable, but it happened. Okay, Svetlana, you're up.
Hello to Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to rejoice that even though I'm sick, I was trying to help my colleagues and etc. in a joyful way because helping in a healthy state it's okay, but when we are sick it takes more efforts. And also I had a chance, like after grocery shop, I was returning home, and some woman was asking something like, can I ask you, can you help me something to eat? And I just put out my bananas and shared with her those bananas, and she was so happy. She like grabbed it and thank you, and I rejoice in it, in this opportunity to help other being get food and dedicated to perfection of giving for everyone.
Very good. There's always a there's the opportunity to help other people, and sometimes you get it, as we're going to be discussing today, you get the opportunity and it's difficult, and you have to suck it up and go ahead if you can. But you're not supposed to endanger your life or do something reckless. So we'll be talking about that. Okay, Tatiana. Well, okay, there she is.
Добрый вечер. Я извиняюсь, сегодня опять моя фотография.
Good evening. I apologize that I have my photo today on the screen. I'm happy to see everyone.
Я радовалась тому, что моя мама получила в подарок 2 букета.
I was rejoicing that my mom received 2 bouquets of flowers from her son, and my friends were congratulating her with her birthday.
И она немножко даже улыбалась.
And she was even smiling a little bit.
Good. Excellent.
Отлично.
Tatiana, your picture that you're showing us, you must have been one of the James Bond girls back in the day. That's really a stunning photograph. Okay, class.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Class 6, enduring hardships. So hopefully this isn't going to scare anybody off. Master Shantideva talks about the hardships we'll have to endure as bodhisattvas. This first one, King Uday Bahadra. We're going to call him King U. and has had a son, Kumara Shaktiman, who wanted to become king. His mother told him he'd have never become king until Nagarjuna, Master Nagarjuna, died, since Master Nagarjuna and the king had the same lifespan. His mother said to ask Nagarjuna for his head, and since Nagarjuna was so compassionate, he would undoubtedly agree to give it to him. Nagarjuna did in fact agree, but Kumara could not cut his head off with a sword. Nagarjuna said in a previous life he had killed an ant while cutting grass. As a karmic result, his head could only be cut off with a blade of kusha grass. Kumara did this and Nagarjuna died. The blood from the severed head turned into milk, and the head said, "Now I will go to Sukhavati Pure Land, but I will enter this body again." You're probably saying to yourself, like I am, I can't really go that far. It's hard enough working with my boss or doing my daily meditation, but giving my head or pulling out an eyeball, I could never do that. Well, we'll see. So here's the next contemplation. Since they have stopped bad deeds, they feel no pain. And because they are wise, there is no dislike. This is due to the fact that thinking of things the wrong way and doing negative deeds harm the body and mind. We're still studying how we will someday be able to do such things. How? Because we will have tremendous power to overcome pain. Or do they actually not feel pain? It won't hurt? How could it not hurt? At that point we're talking about, where you would cut off your head or pop your eyeball, you have accumulated so much virtue and merit and overcome so many of your past negative deeds that these kind of things do not hurt. You do not have the karma to feel pain at the moment from that deed. It'll be just as easy as giving away potatoes. Master Shantideva very famously said, "Start your giving by giving vegetables, fruits and vegetables." How would it not hurt? Because the emptiness of all aspects of that experience, the emptiness of all aspects of everything, that's a pretty bold statement. Whoops. Well, this is weird. Huh. Okay. Tucson is empty of being a nice town or a great town or a dangerous town self-existently. It's all coming from each of our mind's projections. What keeps it from being a paradise now is not your major past bad deeds. It's a low-level radiation effect from many lousy karmas. It's like being irritated all the time by small things. I talk about low-level radiation, low-level radiance. And what do I mean by that? A low level of radiation doesn't harm you now. Your teeth don't fall out, but a long exposure to it can cause cancer, let's say. So I like to use the opposite of low-level radiation, would be low-level radiance. And those are the small good deeds you do that will grow to have a very large effect on you. So just as we shouldn't discount the small bad deeds we do and think it's okay because we know they multiply and grow. Their strength multiplies and grows. So too for the small good things we do. So I guess what I'm trying to say, there's never something so small you can do that's good or bad that won't grow to a major effect. The collective energy of all these tiny negativities is what keeps us from seeing our worlds as a paradise. So all the little things we do that are wrong, they're not very big wrongs. They're the kind of wrongs you can say it's my karma, but instead of it's my karma so. But they don't go away. They end up multiplying and becoming part of our karmic history. It's a change in our perception, a change in our projections, a change in our reality that leads to our Buddha paradise. Look at changing your low-level misdeeds to the low-level virtues and reap the benefit, then go on to the higher levels of benefits. So Master Shantideva is saying here is, pay attention to the small stuff. Don't think that a small thing like picking up trash, instead of walking by a piece of trash, pick it up. Dedicate that to a clean environment for the entire world. Put it in a trash can. That's a tiny thing for the environment, but it grows. All the little tiny things you can do are, to me, just if not just as important, if not more important. I don't get the opportunity to do large good deeds. I had the opportunity at Diamond Mountain. I mean, that was fantastic. The water system and running, keeping that running. But now I don't have those kind of large powerfully charged things I can do. So I make sure I'm doing all the little ones and dedicating them because they'll grow and they'll replace the merit from and virtue I got from taking care of Diamond Mountain. My wife's a very high karmic object for me, so I make sure I try my hardest to make sure she's happy. And I try hard to make sure all of my students are happy. So it's the low-level stuff. And Mike, it's interesting you talk about trying to get back to a group of society, get back in society, or back in samsara in another way. Because I'm the opposite. I went from taking care of hundreds of students at Diamond Mountain to now I'm taking care of quite a few students. So I guess it's not quite the same.
It helps when it's a living room full of bodhisattvas.
Yeah. Yeah. Were they all Seahawks fans?
Well, Geshe-la bet won that the Seahawks would win. Geshe-la bet won $20 that the Seahawks would win. So Juan was on the Patriots side, and Geshe-la was on the Seahawks side. So
How many people did you have?
I think there was 10.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you got to spend some downtime with Geshe Michael. That must be fun.
Oh, Geshe Michael wasn't there.
Oh, Oh,
No,
I
that
was
would
gonna
have been
say,
different rejoicing.
that would have been headline rejoicing.
Oh my God.
We used to, when we were at Diamond Mountain, we had a real privilege. We would get Lama Christian Geshe Michael down at our house for a dinner with just them. And we didn't talk about Diamond Mountain. It was kind of a non-business, if you want to call it, dinner. But I found out he likes Brussels sprouts. I don't know very many people that like Brussels sprouts. I happen to really like Brussels sprouts. So it was fun to be able to eat some of those kind of weirder dishes with him. But I made a Christmas pudding in a bain-marie in a chocolate soup. Oh man, that was good eating. Anyway, I digress. You'll be making progress, and the irritating people are getting fewer and fewer in your life. Traffic doesn't bother you. The irony is that these people will often still be in your life, as will the traffic, but they'll no longer irritate you. So it's not so much these things go away, disappear. Don't really be looking for that. Be looking instead for it not bothering you anymore. It's kind of fun to go out and about, or just be in the house talking to your wife or whatever. Someone comes over and just think about how the things that used to bug you don't, and rejoice in that fact. I'm trying to think of what would be a good example for that for me. When my brother-in-law comes over and I don't get upset with him making a stupid comment, that'll be when I realize I've gone past that particular karma. I've invited him he and my sister, eldest sister, to come. They live in California and they have a camper and they've been looking for an excuse to take a trip in it. So I'm hoping they'll come out for the wedding anniversary celebration. I think that'll be fun. So Mike, we selected a bakery. We've sampled the cupcakes. We got advice that we don't want the big cupcake. We want this normal cupcake. We want a normal amount of icing. I asked her, she says, there's something special I can get you, Sumati? And I said, yeah, a jar of your chocolate icing. So I'm hoping she fills that request. But we're going to order 22 dozen donuts. We have 38 people that have responded, 34 people that we know are going to be warm bodies, and 10 that are going to be on Zoom. So we're going to open it to the community. And we could get another 100 people easily. So everybody we've mentioned the dueling pianos to, almost everybody has said they've heard of it and they've actually been to an event. They said it's just tremendous fun. So no pressure. Don't worry about having to give away your eyeball. You're not allowed to do any act of charity that you'll regret. That's good to know. Don't get complacent, but don't push too hard. But get ready for the next level of effort. Look for it and rejoice to achieve it. There are two sources of pain. to believe in a self-existent me and mine. Without this type of thinking, high-level bodhisattvas can give away body parts. Ending number 1 leads to an end to bad deeds and mental afflictions and suffering. Number 2, doing any non-virtue is the other source of pain, mental and physical. As high-level bodhisattva and getting to be one, you are doing only virtuous deeds, and you reach a point where the mental and physical pain are eliminated. So, we have suffering due to our ignorance and our harmful deeds in the past. What about chronic pain, headaches, back pain, things like that? Well, change your karma. If you go to a doctor and the treatment works, then your karma for that problem wore out. If they can't help you, then the karma continues. So that's where you need to find a karmic partner. Can we make our pain, our irritation, our discomfort wear out more quickly? Yes. Well, how can I do that? Work really hard to stop our belief in the self-existence of things, and we must stop harming others. Another way I found, I'm trying to remember to do with my medication, I take, how many pills do I take? I take 1, 2, 3. I take a lot of pills. And what I've been forgetting to do is to supercharge them. Geshe says when you take any kind of medicine or food, when you take food, you offer it to the 3 jewels, the meal. You should do the same with medicine. And I keep forgetting to do that. Because those pills aren't self-existently taking care of you. It's because of your karma having taken care of others. So if you want to continue that, you need to dedicate the taking of the pills that they're working so that all beings who take medicine will have it work for them. I don't know if you've seen recently, like in the Super Bowl, the ads for medication is just absurd. And all of them say, don't take it if you're allergic. Well, duh. But if you look at the side effects for all those medications, oh, I just don't know how they can advertise that on television. Be good to others, study emptiness and meditate on it. Act according to the laws of karma and emptiness. True universal health care is taking care of others' needs in all ways. Contemplation 15, the use of power. The armies used for achieving the goals of living kind are will, steadfastness, joy, and finally leaving off. Will is developed by fearing pain and engaging in the contemplation of the benefits that it gives. Eliminate then what acts against us. Work hard to use the various forces of will, confidence, joy, and also leading off, and be engaged in the feeling of self-command in order to increase your capacity for effort. So Master Shantideva gives us 4 forces to support our joyful effort. The force of willpower. You can't willpower away the pain of slicing open your hand. Willpower doesn't change karma. When you stop and think about if you could do that, it would ripen that quickly. Think about the negative effect that would have when you crush a bug. If that happened, if the response to that karma ripened quickly, you'd feel a crushing. Maybe that's what a heart attack is. Here we mean the determination that comes from beginning to understand how powerful these practices, how powerful the Dharma really is. I want to learn more. I want to know what is right and what is wrong. I want to really understand karma and emptiness and apply them to my life and see it change. The force of steadfastness. Decide you're going to do this with this, what you're going to do with this knowledge, and then stay with it. In the past, I was known, or so my family says, for starting projects and not finishing them. I did not have the force of steadfastness in my youth. I've worked hard on this part of my life and now have the good fortune to be relied upon to start and complete projects with DM. And now had the good fortune. I try not to start until I'm fully aware of what it is I'm doing and how to do it. Not to take on only the easy project, but be able to give a realistic time frame for cost and completion. I was asked what I thought it would cost to build the Diamond Mountain water system. I just picked a number out of the air, $100,000, Geshe. So he went to donors and he got a donor to donate $100,000. And many people in the higher ups at Diamond Mountain wanted to get that all as cash into a bank account. And I said, with all due respect, Geshe, the money will disappear if we do that. I need to have John give me the money in increments. So I would write to, and he agreed. So I would write John and say, John, I need to buy 1,500 feet of water pipe, pump, solar, whatever. And John would send me an increment. And that's because another person on the project who left after a while wanted to buy a backhoe for 30 grand. And that's how you lose the money to build the water system. So I get to about $80,000 used of the 100,000, and my karma shifts drastically. John gets remarried, and his wife says, "No more donations to Diamond Mountain." So I've got $20,000 worth of work I still need to do to get water to Geshe-la's cabin, etc. And so because I was the bookkeeper, I knew where money was kept and how I used it in the books. So I was able to find the 20,000 legitimately. We had paid for some stuff when there wasn't other funds available. So I repaid us the approximately 20,000. And I was able to make the water system for Diamond Mountain robust and reliable for $100,000. And that was just, $100,000 seemed like a reasonable amount to me. Better not to start a project at all than to be relied upon to start and finish and then give up. That's a very important part of being a Bodhisattva. You need to be known that you can be relied upon and that your opinion has some value. It's hard for me to give projects to people I know aren't going to get it done. But that's my karma ripening to see them not get it done. So what I need to do is give it to them and help them get it done. So that's a low-level radiance kind of a thing. If I give it to someone and help them get it done, then I'm helping erase my karma to see them as unreliable. They're getting the karma to have completed a project. But I've gone through most of my adult life with the feeling that, and this is where some of my arrogance probably comes in, that I can get it done more quickly with a better quality. So I'm just going to do it myself. And that's what I've got to give up. What's a good example of that? Oh, we're going to rebuild the Keeping My Vows app. So I'd like to be involved in the programming for that. But I've given that off to a student who told me he would try hard to do it, but he gets distracted easily. So I said, okay, let's keep track of this. So he went off for a month of debate training at Sarah May. And he's not going to be using a computer there to build a Keep My Vows app. So I can't find fault with that. I mean, it's going to a high dharma, powerful dharmic location and learning a powerful skill. So it'll be interesting to see how interested he is in the project after he gets back from Sarah May. Forces of total delight in practice. You refuse to stop until the project's finished. It's so much fun. That's one way I burn out people at DM. I get wrapped up in the work. And I don't think I've told you this. Well, some of you may have heard it. The story of the Nectar Lounge. We had an old MASH tent, like you saw in the film MASH. It was a tent that we put in a place you could go get some food, heat it up in a microwave, or originally there was an oven and stove in it. You go get a cup of coffee, get a roll or something. It was out of the wind and out of the dust, out of the rain. Well, to make it more habitable, we needed to put a wood floor in it. So I got a design. I assembled the materials. And I started working on it about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. In and around all the people going in and out for snacks and stuff. And I got to about 10 o'clock at night. And there was one young man helping me. And he looked at me and said, I can't do this. I've got to go to bed. It was 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. Who goes to bed at 10 o'clock? So I looked around and there was a young lady, Angelica. Angelica, she's about 5'2", about the size of my wife. And I'd had previously good experiences with her. I said, Angelica, are you up to finish this? We may be here till midnight or 1. She said, you bet. It was just a lot of fun to complete. We had fun completing that structure, that project, even though it was late at night. I'll never forget that. I just turned to her and said, are you up for this? She goes, yeah, let's do it. Instead of, no, I gotta go to sleep. Be insatiable. Take on deed after deed like a kid in a candy store, but where the candies are Bodhisattva activities. But don't take on more than you can complete. If you take on a bunch of projects and you only complete a couple of them, that's not being a good, to me, that's not being a good Bodhisattva. I would rather see students that are helping me take on less work and get it done than more work and have me constantly badger you. Now, do I have students that are, I have Andreas working on the app. I don't think I have any students specifically assigned to project. I need to think of some. You guys need something to do. Oh, speaking of that, Svetlana, how's the translation of the White Tara compendium going?
Yeah, not so fast.
Well, can AI translate it?
Yeah, like using Google Translation, it's easily to translate part by part. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got till June, so
Yeah.
no pressure. Svetlana's taken on translating into Russian my compendium of advices on White Tara, and that's a lot of material. But I'm really happy we're going to be able to give that to the students when we do the Jena. That's going to be fun. Okay, what's next? Force of leaving off. Know when to take a rest and then return to work. When you're tired, we're more susceptible to mental afflictions and resulting negative behavior. So you need to know when to take a rest. Being unstoppable. Utilize the technique described in the Diamond Victory Banner to practice confidence once one has begun. At the very beginning, appraise yourself to see if you have the resources needed, and then decide to act or not. The very highest thing to do would be not even to start a thing, but once you have begun, then never allow yourself to stop. So that's to me saying, think about, evaluate whether you can do it, and then decide how far out on a limb you want to go. When I volunteered to take on the water system, I knew nothing about water systems, but I decided I was going to take that on, I was going to make it work. And I quickly learned what I needed and had a lot of fun putting the water system in. Pride as in confidence, or courage in this case, not the bad pride of ignorant arrogance. The more powerful your good deeds, the more difficult the obstacles to surmount. So be ready. The idea of the 6th step and the 7-step method for achieving bodhicitta. I will help everyone, myself, even if nobody else helps. So picture the sun rising in a city. There are 3 people, one standing out in the open, one that is blind, and one behind a tall building. The one in the open can see the sunrise. The blind person can't see it, and the guy behind the building can't see it. Is it the sun's fault that 2 of the 3 cannot see its beauty? No. The sun shines on everything indiscriminately. All it does is shine. A Bodhisattva shines their 6 perfection activities like the sun, everywhere, anywhere, anytime. We will meet the 3 people who do it or do not see the sunshine and may blame us for it. We know that how someone reacts to a good deed is a person's karma, not a result of the good deed. The confidence of accomplishment is when you say, I'm willing to do that thing all by myself. The entire world lives at the mercy of their mental afflictions. They're incapable of helping themselves at all. Beings that can't do what I can do, and thus I'll be the one to do whatever must be done. At some point in our practice, we will have to make the decision to take on something karmically valuable that we know we can do, even if no one else will help, no matter what anyone else thinks. Know the value of your Bodhisattva work, the ideals, the training. The rest of this world is mired in their mental afflictions and resulting suffering. They need me to take care of them, and I will, joyfully. If he encounters a snake that's dead already, even the crow can emulate the deeds of the great Garuda. That's a mythical bird like the phoenix. If I continue to act like a weakling, even a minor slip in a vow will be able to do me damage. Do you really think you could ever be free of living in the destitution of effort lost to discouragement? This is asking, making sure we understand that the going's going to get tough. If our Bodhisattva confidence is as limp and weak as a dead snake, it won't take much to derail me. We need to be strong and confident, using the challenges as food to grow our practice even stronger. Be ready and be strong. Those of confidence never become slaves of the enemy, pride. Others have turned to slaves. Those whose hearts are filled up with the affliction of pride are by this thought dragged to the lower realm. The feast of the human life is also destroyed for them. As servants then, they eat the crumbs from another's table. They are stupid and ugly and always feel uncertain of themselves, and every person they meet abuses them. Don't let your pride degenerate into arrogant pride. So as you know, we don't go around with a button that says, I'm a Bodhisattva, how can I help you? We show by our actions that we care for other people. If you're prideful of appearance, you will get ugly. Pride of intelligence, you will become stupid. Arrogant pride in your qualities will result in generating the karmas to lose them. Be humble. Karma consequence of ignorant pride. I don't think I have this on my book of lists. Pride will drag you to the lower 3 realms if you're not careful. Pride will destroy your mental happiness. Pride will turn you into a beggar and ruin your finances. Pride will make you lose your authority and power. Pride will make you stupid. You'll lose your intelligence. Pride will make your physical appearance ugly. Pride will make you lose your confidence, your nerve. Pride will make others abuse you. So these are good reasons, pretty solid reasons for not being prideful. So have confidence, have determination, and have courage. But don't slip into the stupid pride. One of the problems with low self-esteem is you don't think you can do what others do, and you berate yourself for not being able to, well, I can't translate. So I don't berate myself. I rejoice in the fact I understand I can't translate. And I almost took on, it was very interesting, I almost took on starting the Make Some Nuts class. And my lovely wife looked at me, she said, don't start. You're not going to be able to finish it. She knows me, 50 years, she knows me pretty well. So, the whole world is helpless, and I need to help the entire world be free from suffering. Get up in the morning thinking that. Think how your time on the cushion is a kind of powerful contribution to it. Think how you're looking to help anybody you can in any way you can. I didn't know a thing about bodhisattvas, and when I got my driver's license, I said to myself the day I got my license that if you see someone by the side of the road that needs help, you will stop and you will help them, because that's how you can expect. I didn't know about karma. That's how you can expect that someone would stop and help your dad or your mom or your three sisters or your brother. So fast forward to Diamond Mountain, and I'm looking into Bodhisattva classes, and I realize that in terms of automobiles, I was a pretty early bloomer for Bodhisattva activity, because I'd stopped and I remember asking one lady, do you have a spare tire? She goes, yeah, I got a spare tire. And has it got air in it? Yeah, it's got air in it. So I took off her flat tire. I put this one on, and it had about 10 psi in it. So she was not in good shape. I made it a habit of taking mainly female students because not everybody's dad teaches their daughter how to change a tire on a car. I've taught many people how to do that. I found often if I had them come with me to fix their car and have them see how it was done and be part of the process of having it be done, I would give them the gift of knowing how to change a tire. There's a thing called a surveyor's stake. It's about this long. It's got that little tuft of plastic. Maybe you've seen these pounded in the ground. I had one of those through the sidewall of my tire on my truck, and the tire wasn't flat. I still don't know, except from having the karma to not have a flat from it. That could have been a very dangerous flat because it would have blown out what tire was in? It was in the bell and the back tires. No, I'm not sure why that came up. Oh, because of it didn't cause me a problem because of all the times I helped people change their tires. The funny thing was, I spent $10 on the insurance for that tire, and the tires were $160, $180 a pop. And when I signed that $10 insurance, I got the replacement tire for free. So that was $10 well spent. Contemplation 22. The razor and the honey. This one gives me a little queasiness. People work for happiness, but there's no certainty that what they do will bring them happy, will make them happy. Have you ever been happy if you fail to do that single work their own which makes you happy? You never feel satisfied with objects of desire. Honey smeared on a razor blade. Why at the same time are you always content with the sum of your merit, of the merit you have, of the happiness of fruits and peace? Short-term happiness. Honey on a razor blade. You taste the honey. It's wonderful. Then your tongue hits the razor and makes a cut in your tongue. That's the negative karma we make as a result of not understanding karma and emptiness, virtues and non-virtues, doing deeds for other people. We continually do this, but our desire for pleasure is so great and the result is so stupid. Worldly pleasures dissolve into suffering so quickly and then are meaningless, especially at death. All the pleasures become meaningless, but the karma we make from getting them comes along. Do not fall back into the worldly view trap. So what's the bottom line for this class? The bottom line, I'd have to say, being a Bodhisattva is not peaches and cream. You think it's going to be easy. It's not that it's, well, you can make it as hard as you want to make it. You can look for little things to do to help people and feel good about, and that's fine. And just stay at that level. And that's fine. Not everybody wants to take on building a water system they know nothing about. But the rewards for extending the boundary of what you think you can do as a bodhisattva are great. The fear of not being able to do the project. Well, you got to balance that. If you want to increase your bodhisattva activities, you need to stretch a little bit. You need to take a bit of a leap of faith. I didn't want to say risk, but that's as good a term as leap of faith. But you have to be reasonable. Why did I take on the water system? I know why. Because at the meeting with Geshe, we were standing up. How many of you have been to Diamond Mountain? No? Okay. You know where the circular area is in front of what we call the Lama House? The parking area there? I was standing there with Geshe Michael and several other people. I'm not going to name names. And he mentioned that he needed someone to build the water system. He didn't look at me. There was another person there who said, "Oh yeah, we'll use clay pipe." And I stepped forward and said, "I'll build it for you." This clay pipe, you're not going to put clay pipe in the ground in Diamond Mountain. It's rock, it's solid rock. So I took it on because I didn't want the time and money spent on ideas that were not gonna work. So I was arrogant. I didn't know much more about it than that, but I knew in order to get the cabins built, water had to be at the cabins for them to build. And that meant we had to be sure to get the water going quickly. We didn't have a lot of time to experiment with a bunch of different ways of doing it. I think the other reason I had confidence that I could do it was because a dear friend of ours, Dad, was a hydrologist at the University of Arizona. And he and I were fairly good friends. And I knew was pretty sure I'd be able to get the design criteria for him and what I had to think about. And I did. But that was a stretch. I never felt like I shouldn't have done it. So I must have had pretty good confidence that I could complete it. And I'll take on my book projects. I didn't know I could write my first book. The second one I was pretty sure I could write because I'd been at the Titan Missile Museum for so many years. The Minuteman book was a bit more of a stretch. I didn't know much about Minuteman, and I didn't have any access to Minuteman Museum and things like that. One thing that made my Titan II book so easy to write was I could go down and be immersed in the history of the museum in our archive. I didn't have to travel. That made a huge difference. Okay. I have an additional homework question for you. I know you just love getting these. This one's easy. There's no right or wrong answer. I would like you to think of a project you took on that you realized you'd bitten off more than you could chew. Like me taking on the water system, having no training in hydrology. So just think of something you've done where you extended you were unsure. When you committed to do it, you were going, should I have done that? I don't know if I can complete that. And then tell me if you completed it. So I know that most of you who have been with me for a while realize that I ask these kind of questions and forget to ask for the answer in the next class. But see this pen? Is this really a pen? I'm writing down what's a good reminder? Oh, bitten off more than you could. Okay. That's on a piece of paper. It's staying right by my computer. A week from now, 3 days from now, I'll probably look at it and go, what the hell was that about? But give it a try. I think it'd be kind of fun to go back through your life and see how you've progressed to be relied upon, and how you've expanded your sphere of comfort. Okay. Oh, how many of you want to attend the wedding celebration by Zoom? Katya and Sheila are going to do it. Svetlana's going to do it. Mike will be there. Smart guy. We're trying to figure out, Mike, who we could have run the computer with the cameras. I want to do that, but my lovely wife says I have to be in the party. So, do you have a question, Lydia, or just raising your hand?
So no, I just would like to participate by Zoom.
That's going to be like at 4 or 5 in the morning for you, isn't it?
Yes, it will be 4 o'clock, I think, but we will prepare.
It's going to be fun. And thank you, Svetlana and Lydia, for that very nice picture of Sophia. Is it Sophie or Sophia? Sophie?
It's like you want, Sophia, Sophie, Sonia.
Okay. A lovely photograph. Really.
Thank you.
I'm so pleased that we're able to get well, we can discuss that some other time. Well, I'll see you in Armenia, right? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I hope.
Maybe we can talk about that. Anyway, okay. You've got your homework assignment. Katya Sarani is eagerly looking forward to the visit. Things are happening. That's good. Okay. We'll see you in several days, and take care. Oh, we need to dedicate. Shame on you, Dave. Okay. Let's get a good dedication. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dedication verses that I did every day of 3 retreat by memory. Filled with wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind for full awakening for the benefit of all living beings. O Gurus, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, O Tara, Mother of us all, please listen to what I now say from the depths of my heart. Watch over Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snow. He who is of one taste with Avalokiteshvara, guide him and protect him, that he may live long to bring liberation to his people and the Dharma to all sentient beings. May all his goals and wishes be achieved. Through this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of Guru Buddha, so that I be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. Oh, I have one more. Hang on. I think this one is particularly powerful. I will free all those who have yet to be freed. I will save all those who have yet to be saved. I will comfort those who have no comfort, and I will deliver all beings beyond grief. I think that sums it all up pretty well. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye-bye.
for teaching us, dear Lama. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Holy Lama. Sophia, bring me a light. It's for you.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like candle inside.
Yeah.
She just give me it.
Oh, thank you,
you.
Sophia.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to get my cursor over here. So there we go. Too many screens. Okay. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.